Hello, everybody, and welcome to Freedom Friday. Well, I did my midnight meditation last night, and of course, the cards magically flew out. So, we have some great messages for Friday going into the weekend of the Aloha 2024. So, what is in store for the new year? I can't wait to start building our beautiful paradise on this earth and start really everybody coming awake because the awakening is going to happen, whether people want it or not. It's really going to happen. I love people say, well, maybe it's not going to happen. So, um, yeah, it's going to happen. You can't stop it. So I thought today, Freedom Friday, would be a great day to have coffee. See how nice and creamy it is? Coffee and cards. Since it's been chilly down here in northern Florida, I've been freezing because I do not like the cold weather. So I've been really like a coffee IV all the time, which probably isn't the greatest for me, but you know what? I have to have coffee when it's cold. This card is, I actually love this card. This card to me is give love, care, and support, lead by example, a time of sharing, learn about nature, important matters need attention, protect the animals, forest, and ocean, help for the right reasons, responsibility and duty to family. This is a community protection, dependability, responsibility, self-sacrifice. That's what this card is. Because if you look at this card, and I always love to look at this card, he's all earth. That's what he is. He is an earth sign. And he has this, remember in the olden days, they had these things over their neck with the chains around their wrist. And that's what's happening. He's chained. But what's interesting about this card, and it's kind of like restriction last night when we were talking about that, he's chained and he's got his fruit and his food, like his lunch, like he's on break. But he also has the key and the lock around his neck. So it's like, they're telling us, they're showing us what they've done to us and what they're doing to us, just like him. They're showing him that you have the key around your wrist and you can reach it and you can unlock yourself whenever you want. But he's not unlocking himself. And he's even got, his whatever that is, like a hatchet sword or something. I don't know what that is. I can't remember their olden day things, but yeah, he's even got protection where he could get out of that situation, but he doesn't. And there's the chains, and you see how the chains are up above, so he could reach the lock and the key at any time. Uh, the Six of Earth asks if you have a habit of volunteering your services only to laminate your situation to garner praise or sympathy. Do you perform a task somebody else is responsible for without being asked, only to feel the need to tell everyone around you how difficult or inconvenience it was and how much trouble you went to for no thanks? When this card appears, it speaks of those who take a service role in order to help others, but play the victim while doing so. They choose to suffer for their cause and use it to garner sympathy from others. If this card describes you, then the shadow six of earth symbolizes the need to remind yourself that you are not in service for personal gain or reward, but to give and provide support to others. Help others for the right reasons and not for selfish ones. That is a great card. That I love that card. There's so many different meanings to that card. And the one we got with it was the, let's see, did we get that? No, that was the, okay. We got the King of Swords, ambition. Look to the fact before you make decisions. So, if he would have looked at the fact that he can reach the chain and the key at any time, he could have made the right decision, but he chooses to restrict himself. And there's a lot of us to do that. The next card we got was the mother. We've got her twice now. And the mother will take you back to childhood in the past position, in this position that she come up in. Her message will be influenced by the relationship that you had with your own parents and how it has shaped your perception of self and the world around you. While the mother is often depicted as a very gender specific archetype, both mother and father play a defining role in how strong this aspect of self is within the individual. I watched a gentleman the other day. It was a really interesting show, and I haven't finished watching it, but he was talking about vibrations, energy vibrations. And the first 7 years of our life, and even 3 months in before we're born in the womb, we start picking things up. We start hearing our father and mother, music, different things around us. We start it all starts going through our mind. It all starts programming us at a young age. And by 7, we have seen what the father, what the mother, what the rules, what everything is, and around us, the whole world, and we're trying to take it all in. And that's a lot. An intimate, close relationship with one's mother and father often gives rise to an ease and familiarity with intimacy as an adult. Just as important in the relationship between mother and father within the family dynamic, where they care, the caring and affectionate with each other. Were they supportive of each other? Did they nurture and protect each other? How did they treat each other when they were angry or upset? Did they communicate, or did they withdraw love and affection until one gave in to the other's demand? If you look closely at their relationship, will you often find a parallel between their relationship and your own, and the expectations that you have of those relationships? Loving, supportive, nurturing parents will raise a child who is comfortable with displaying of affection and who finds it easy to show care for others. My ring is lit up purple. I'm just really relaxed today on Freedom Friday. Yeah, and when we have characteristics of our parents, we're learning off of them, and we're learning off the world around us. And we're picking up all these different characteristics, and that's the energy that we are around. I mean, think about it. When it's a vibrational energy, it's like a ripple effect. And in my dream journal, I wrote ripple a lot back in like 2020. A lot about the ripple effect and energy and how our frequency, and we're a conduit for all that. And every time we are around people, when we have that awakening kind of spirituality, you pick up their energies. I know I always have. I can always sense when someone's sick, or when they're negative, or when they're positive, just by the feeling I have around them. When I tune into it. But sometimes I try to tune out of it, because you realize somebody is pretty negative, and you just don't want that. And you have to try to tune it out, because if you don't, you will absorb it. And I just don't like that. So the mother, we are all different, nurturing ideas and goals, voice, thought, and feelings, forgive past failures. She is actually a number 4. He is a number 6. They're both earth. So we're getting a lot of earth, and we've got the King of Swords, which is a 10. So we are getting a lot of messages from the mother. And we all know that the mother is the nurturing, beautiful, sensitive, caring, compassionate being that we all have in our life usually. And with that, with the mother, we got another king, and we got the King of Cups, which is understanding. Follow your emotions, but don't feel you have to explain your feelings. Trust that you are right. Yeah, what did I just say? The mother is compassionate. The mother is emotion. And she is surrounded, if you notice, and she was the other day, she is surrounded with water again. and earth and all masculine, and she is the only feminine right now. So that's telling me that right now in this world, we still have too much masculine going on and it's out of balance. And the mother is trying to get the masculine, all the kings and the earth back into balance. That those cards were really crazy because I'm almost thinking, we've been talking about getting the masculine and feminine balanced in our life. And this is showing you that the mother right here is just surrounded by masculine, literally, with the shark circling. That is too much, too much. Way too much. Because if you've noticed, we've got the masculine and feminine, and then we have the inner child, the child. And the child is, was your childhood so sheltered, happy, and carefree that adulthood fails to meet your expectations? If so, it may be time to learn that life is meant to be full of highs and lows, delights and disappointments, success and failures, and that you are in part or entirely responsible for all that you experience. Parents and friends cannot shelter and protect you from life's disappointments and responsibilities, nor can you depend on others to always be there to help you accomplish your goals. Instead, be a little more independent and take responsibility for your choices and actions or lack of them. Be willing to try for yourself rather than play the role of the forever child and allowing others to make choices and act for you because you are unwilling or afraid to choose. On the other side of the coin, if your childhood was painful and your relationship with your past was or is rife with conflict or discord, the child may appear in the blockage position in order to tell you that it is time to put aside blame and forgive. Do so for no other reason than to set yourself free from the pain and fear that bind you to a moment that cannot be unlived. Um, that was a great card. And those were great directions right now in our spiritual teaching. We did get, this isn't a bad reading. This is just giving us direction because with the child, we got the star and we got hope. Follow your heart and respect your inner knowing. Trust that the universe will bring you whatever you need. Creativity, dreams, intuition, healing, spiritual path, rebirth, and wishes. When we do the work, when we do the spiritual work, we will find our balance. We will find our star, our hope, our Shambhala. We will know when we are ready and we are there. And these readings are teaching us how to handle our emotions and our trigger moments and how we need to live and how we need to be ourselves and how we need to be unique. And it goes on and it just keeps telling us the same similars scenarios going through because some are not grasping it. Some are. Some are having a hard time grasping it, and then they need still guidance because I still need guidance. I think we all do. The next card that we got was the Maiden, a number 2, and she's Earth also. She's actually a higher card. And actually we got the Mother, the Inner Child. Those are master cards. And so we did get a lot of master cards in this deck. The Maiden has transitional meaning and is a combination of the child and maiden. How the maiden perceives the world and herself is influenced, shaped by the experiences of the child that she was. The child that she was, with hope. This is a great message for me too. I mean, I'm feeling it in my heart space. I needed this message too, because you never know when you're channeling messages, when you're doing these cards and these readings, if you are telling them the right channeled message. And when you get these cards like this, you know that your channeled messages were correct, that you don't need to change or fix things that you channeled. It was right. Uh, her transition from childhood to early womanhood. She is at her most vulnerable during this transition, for it is between childhood and adulthood that the seeds of self-esteem take firm root, grow, and blossom. If the child has been treated in a harsh manner or has been neglected, the maiden may feel lost and alone, unsure and uncertain, with no real sense of belonging and security. If she has forced ridicule and scorn, that may become timid and meek, afraid to speak or act independently, lest her actions give rise to anger in those around her. She may be overly dependent on others for guidance, validation, acceptance, and protection, and yet stimulously be afraid to trust those very same people. She may also feel compelled to use her body in blossoming sexuality to draw forth the love, affection, and attention she craves. Just as the bud of a flower can be harmed by frost or fail to thrive in unfavorable conditions, the maiden can also be harmed by neglect or by harsh words, ridicule, mockery. The damage can be even greater if those words and deeds issue from someone she trusted and loves. Feeling of betrayed abandonment can leave permanent psychological scars that influence her future choice. If the child who grows to become a maiden has been wounded, seeds of doubt and insecurity, low self-esteem and self-worth may take root. Over time, those seeds grow and give rise to a self-limited and restricted mindset and pattern of behavior developed that can have a restricted influence from inception until death. Conversely, the child who is nurturing and loved may grow to be the confident and sure-footed maiden. Her sense of self is positive and affirming, and so she moves out into the world with a carefree step, more inclined to seek out the and follow her own path instead of being directed or shepherded by another. Do you hesitate to speak your truth for fear you will be laughed at? Do you find yourself in constant need of approval? Are you unable to trust both in yourself and others? Are you dreaming of rescue? The someone will suddenly appear and change your circumstances? It is the innocent, yet self-aware and confident maiden who walks the path before her without fear. When she appears in your reading, she's like the child. Ask that you release those feelings that limit and restrict, especially those born of the unkind words and actions of others. Stand tall, devote time to the experiences in life that bring you deep personal pleasure and satisfaction. Do so knowing that your path and those activities to which you devote your time and interest are not for others to determine, question, or judge. Do not allow a fear of being rejected prevent you from knowing and being true to self. That is a great card for us because it hit home with me too. I mean, all these readings are for everyone, for all signs. And if you look at your charts, you have everybody has all the signs in their charts. So we all have characteristics, some more stronger than others, um, of each other. So yeah, and you know, the 14, the angel of ocean healing, appeared again with the maiden as a clarifier. You'll need to work a little magic now to reconcile opposites. Be patient and compassionate, and you will get everything done. yes, we need to be patient and compassionate, and that would be the mother. The last card that we got was a 22, which is a master number, and it is the intuition. Intuition is the sixth sense, the voice of your unconscious mind. Heed your intuitive feelings, intuitive skill born of practice. Pick the options that feel right, strengthen your intuition, tap into your other senses. Make your best guess, be both intuitive and rational. Watch and observe, intuition, or bad past experiences, seek a second opinion. Now, we know that when intuition comes up, that she is telling us that we need to really hone in to our intuition in circumstances, because we don't want to let that go away and just use our whatever. You have to use your intuition. That is numero uno. That gut feeling, that throat right here, that knot that feels like it's in your throat, but it's right here. Yeah, that's in your heart space. It's them telling you to not to. Number 12 and number 3, divine. Have patience. Patience. Pause, take a breath, weigh up your options carefully, and allow yourself precious time before you commit to the path ahead. Isn't that a beautiful card? Look at the beautiful cranes. She is lit up. She has her eyes closed. She has her sword, and she is being patient. I would say she's meditating. Sometimes making a snap decision and getting right to work is the best way forward, but on other occasions, like now, patience is key. Patience allows you the time and space to consider all the possibilities, make a well thought out plan, and carefully implement it. It prevents hasty decisions and impulsive actions you may later regret. Patience can be the most important factor in actually finishing what you start. And the difference between success and failure. Cultivating this valuable trait will help you develop perceptive and see the broader picture. Tolerate delays or derailing of your plan without overreacting and enable you to calmly decide your next step. It may be overlooked and unappreciated as a quality, but in many situations, patience really is a virtue. Time is a precious gift you can give yourself in order to improve skills and learn what you need to know. This card is a reminder that in this situation, it will be wise to wait, watch, and investigate further. Take your time making a decision or starting work on your project. Absorb information and wisdom before committing. Research more, learn from others, and envision how the situation will play out. Is there something you're missing? Something still to be done before you make the leap? Give yourself the space to prepare. If you feel overwhelmed, stop for a moment, take a breath, reset if you need to. It will make you more productive in the long run. Weigh things up and listen to advice. Even if you reject some of it, check in with yourself to ensure that you really want to dive in, and if so, whether you're ready. Honor your patience. Don't be fooled into thinking it is passive. It has its own unique power. It can help you avoid rash decisions, guard against destructive behavior, and give you the gift of precious time to consider all options and outcomes. Just don't fall back on it as an excuse when action is needed, or allow it to paralyze you into indecisions. Impatience has been called the happiness killer, yet it seems to be ruling the world. People want everything right now, from an entire TV series to binge watching in a weekend to instant results for a project designed to be long term. If it takes too long or required too much energy, the temptation is to give up and move on. Patience can be the hardest thing to embody when you're desperate to fulfill a dream. But in this case, waiting for more information or taking the time to plan properly will be more effective in the long run and help you reach your goal faster. Patience at the right time and in the right situation is the concentrate strength. Be the one who hangs in there until the end, who reaps the rewards of sticking with the exercise plan or applying one more time for the dream job, or having one last look at a project before submitting it. And be patient with yourself. Change doesn't happen overnight, nor does healing or forgiveness success. It can be hard and time consuming to resolve a lifetime of entrenched habits or shifting deeply held beliefs, and result often takes longer than expected. But stick at it, the time will pass anyway, and don't judge yourself against others or despair over their supposedly overnight success. No one else sees behind the scenes of other people's lives at how difficult it was for them or how long it took. Equally, be patient with others. Give them the time and the tools to change, learn, and grow, and champion patience as a positive force for good. I love that card because patience is, I am not a patient person. I try. That is a trigger moment when you really aggravate me. So, yeah, patience is a virtue of a lot of people that they don't have. So that was a great card. I just love, and she's in purple. Look at that. She is in purple. I mean, that is just a beautiful card. So the next card that we got is a number 31, a number 4, and it's seek balance, overwhelmed and juggling too many things right now. Clarify and prioritize to bring peace and harmony to your life. Yeah, I would say 100%. In a world of stress and confusion, of constant juggling commitments, workloads, and self-imposed pressures, balance can seem always just out of reach. You know you'll work on what you need to do just as soon as you finish this project. Make that deadline. Catch up on an outside commitment. Hear back from that person, but you can't keep waiting for the perfect time because it will never come. You need to take steps to deal with the overwhelm or you'll drown in all the busyness. When this card appears, that is a sign of just how overwhelmed you are. There is a disparity in your current situation. It could be an external imbalance, such as a power struggle or impossible work expectations, or it might be an internal imbalance, like a lack of energy, a health problem, or overcommitment issues. Whatever it is, it's time to take action. One of the key lessons is that no is a complete sentence. You don't have to explain why you can't do something, come up with an elaborate excuse, or justify your decision, nor should you feel guilty for honoring yourself and your time and energy. There aren't enough hours in the day to do everything you have to do, let alone what to do. So you need to figure out what is most important and focus on before anything else. Remember that you're a grown-up. You have ultimate power over what you do and don't do and how you allocate your time. It can help to discover that work works best for you. If you're able to switch between projects throughout the day, brilliant. If you need to section off separate days for separate projects and not let them bleed into each other, that's fine too. Can you easily delegate tasks, or is this your major struggle? Are you most productive in the morning? And if so, should do the most pressing things then? Or does it suit you better to tick off the lower priority tasks first, then dive into the important stuff when you already feel a sense of accomplishment? Or are you more creative at night and need to factor that into your schedule? How much of your overwhelm is because you're too shy or too people pleasing to turn down requests for your time, or that you feel obligated to help others at the expense of your own needs? You can't help others from an empty well, and people will respect you more if you set limits and respect your own boundaries. Remind yourself you can only do what you can do. If a task is not achievable or a time frame is too short, say so. Renegotiate the deadline. Explain what you can do in the time available and possible option for other ways to meet it that won't lead to unbearable stress on you. Often the other person is unaware of how unreasonable their request is and would welcome a discussion and a solution to the problem. Be gentle on yourself. Don't beat yourself up over perceived inadequacy. Everyone is doing their best. Forgive yourself for apparent failures and allow the same forgiveness for others. Give yourself space. If you need to withdraw from the world for a while, do that. If you don't have the energy to take on new projects, politely decline. Being able to say no and set healthy boundaries has never been more important. I so agree. Healthy boundaries will throw you off balance when you're trying to do too much and you love everybody. Uh, I love everybody too. I really do. But when it comes to my boundaries and what I have to do, um, uh, I can't do it all. I really can't. And I'm not a morning person. So I can understand what that card is saying because some people can't comprehend. And if I haven't had coffee, I'm not going to have a long discussion with you. When my brain, for some unknown reason, I've always been like this, alarm clocks startle me and they make my heart race. And so I try to program my mind to wake up before the alarm clock goes off. And I'm usually pretty good at it. So I usually set it, but I'll wake up before it. And you know, when I want to wake up, it won't startle me out of bed and I'll shut it off. But I don't like surprises. My heart races for surprises. And I have to do boundaries because I can't take all the stress. I'm, like I said, I'm not a morning person and I'm not a chatty Cathy first thing in the morning. So when I come out and I'm pouring my coffee, I am not going to have any kind of discussion with you. I'm just not. And it's nothing personal. It's just that I am still, I guess my brain is still in bed. You know, we got a couple interesting cards and I really didn't realize the seek balance and the other was about boundaries. And I got the Messenger Oracle. We had 3 cards come out on that one, and it was respect your boundaries. So yeah, others will not respect the emotional boundaries that you set within your relationship. If you do not respect them yourself, know yourself, love yourself. If you do not accord yourself the same care you desire from others, then you will not be shown care. If you do not honor your own truths and dreams, then nobody else will. Honor yourself by treating yourself with the same care and in the same manner that you wish others to treat you. I think that's a great message for all of us. Because we do have to set boundaries, and some of us don't. Some of us are very giving. Now, this card came out and it's called Embrace the Dark Side. And what I'm picking up off this card, and I'm going to flip this over because we're going to look at this card. This card has like a girl, the inner child. Okay. And I am going to say that this is the light side. This is the light side back here watching the dark side come out. So I'm wondering if this, yeah, and then there's the black cat. They both have golden wings, and they're embracing the dark side. Interesting. I would say that is our higher self uh looking down at the separation of us. And actually, we are looking at that. That's what we're embracing, the dark side. You have been taught that all is either good or evil, negative or positive, that good gives rise to good and bad gives rise to bad. It is wrong to have feelings of anger, dislike, or fear, as these emotions are born of our shadow self. This is not truth. Everything happens for a reason. Love can give rise to destruction, and hate can inspire acts of genuine love. The lessons offered by our shadow often teaches us the most. Know your shadow self, love it, Without the darkness, the stars cannot be seen. I actually love that card because that is the truth. If we didn't have the darkness, we couldn't see the stars. Yeah, I never thought of it that way. I think we got this the other day or that was a private reading I did. Time to reflect. This is a beautiful card. This is self-reflection. Have you been rushing along, living from one moment to the next without thought or care? Have you failed to notice and acknowledge all that you have achieved and accomplished? Stop, take a moment to pause and reflect upon all that has happened and all that is happening. See how you have grown. See all you have succeeded in accomplishing. Acknowledge and delight in your journey and understand how it has played a part in you creating that you who lives in the present. Uh, that was interesting because we had the shadow self, we had boundaries, and then we had time to reflect. I really liked that message. I'll tell you, since it's been chilly down here, coffee tastes so good. I can't get enough of it. Um, we got two cards from the angels and ancestors. We got, and you know what's in, yeah, the other day we got the broken arrow, which is like a surrender into peace. This is the arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy. Surround yourself with positive people and experiences and environments that make you feel safe. Call on your angels, guides, and ancestors to bring you protection. Arrows have long been revered as symbols of protection, as many hunter-gatherers would use the bow and arrow as a weapon of defense. When an arrow appears in a meditation or dreams or an oracle reading, it's a sign you need to protect yourself and what is important to you, because not everyone has the same intentions as you do. This doesn't mean that people are intentionally wanting to hurt you, but they could be careless in their choices and actions, and this could affect you. There are energies around you that could lower your vibration, and it's important you become aware of them and aren't brought down by them. If you are in a situation where you feel that not everything is as clear as it seems, trust your intuition. There are energies in your current situation that aren't fully aligned with your intentions and goals or with kindness. Follow your intuition about whom to trust and what to trust. If you can take time to retreat or to step out of this situation to assess what is going to be beneficial for you to do so, in any event, this is a time to call on the energy of protection and to place yourself in a space that feels safe. We went over boundaries. Yesterday we had restrictions. Boundaries is kind of like a restriction because if you're not setting your boundaries, you're restricted to do things. These are some interesting cards that are coming up. These are all kind of direction cards and warning cards. And we did get the intuition cards. So something we have to use our intuition on things right now. We also got the snake, shed old skin. Cast off the old, reveal your true colors, talents, and gifts to the world. In many spiritual traditions, the snake offers powerful medicine. In Tantric yoga, it symbolizes the Kundalini, which is the powerful serpentine energy within that allows you to reach your highest spiritual potential. When that sacred one saw a snake in nature or encountered one in a dream, they knew that there was transformation in the air. For me, the snake card not only represents the shedding of old skin, but moving beyond the limitations caused by carrying the venom of negative thoughts about others or the past. The energy of the renewal is washing over your life at this time. If for some reason you feel that your true self hasn't been recognized, or you've been misread by others, know this energy is now leaving you as you've been working through your old stories and all the self-limiting beliefs that you've accumulated, allowing the way you've been peeling away a shield of skin that has created limiting experiences. Your own personal commitment to growth has been recognized, and now the external world will begin to reflect all of the work that you've been doing within. If you feel someone you love has misunderstood you recently, they will be able to see beyond that if you're willing to recognize your own challenges. This is a time of renewal, abundance, and connection. Let yourself be reborn and celebrate. Yeah, we have to shed that old past vibration. Um, we have to do right now the ripple effect and get rid of it. Let me see what we have here. This is a number 19, which is a 20. Or no, yeah, no, it's a 10, excuse me. Enter the temple of truth and learn to value it. She's walking in and she's looking back. She's entering the truth and she's looking back at the past. This card is like the Joker in a deck. If you draw it, something major is about to happen. You will experience God. You will recognize the source of all being. God, or the divine source, is not a living being, not a thing or idea, but an experience, something that pervades and changes you. Everything is in God. Everything you can see, all of creation is within the divine source. At times, you may feel disconnected, but God is flowing through you at each and every moment. God is the divine source, or the term you prefer to use, is within you and around you. Enter the temple of truth that lies within your heart and call to God there. You know what? Wait till you see the next card we got. I didn't realize that until I started reading this, and I just thought of the card that came out last night. Ooh, this time has come. Seek out the silence that you need for this and be ready. Search for your truth, but not in the outside world. It can only be found in your own heart. Open yourself to understand that truth is entirely individual. Everyone has their own truth, which is in good, since everyone feels and sees things in their own way. Everyone has the right to his or her own truth and should be wise and generous enough to respect and tolerate that of others. Start to value your own truth. Set out on the journey of experiencing yourself. Be brave. You have been ready for a long time. Recognize that it is your mission to be happy and to experience new things. For you, there is only one temple of truth, and you will find it inside you. Deep in your heart is where you will find all the answers that promote your question. Now, read the previous sentence again and take it to heart, but focus on it and understand it with your mind as well. Deep in your heart is where you will find all the answers that promoted your question. Your helpers for the next 21 days, the animal is the sheep or the lamb. The herbal essence is silver fir. The crystal is Lamar, and the number is 1. Number 1 tells you that you are a magician, a priest, and that now and then you require solitude in order to fully develop the capabilities within you. You need solitude now, in particular, in order to receive your visions from a spiritual teacher. Clearly and without compromise, number 1 promises success in a deep bond of the heart. It will teach you to feel the moment of creation within you and to perceive yourself as a spiritual being. Its energy field is the beginning, the absolute being, the sum of all possibilities, and the pure spirit of the subtle world. I love that card. And the gateway of light activation, the card we got, Enter the Temple of Truth, was the Soul Helper Oracle. The Temple of Truth. Throat chakra, authenticity, self-expression. The throat chakra is found between our collarbones and is the energetic center that governs everything to do with truth, communication, and self-expression. Whenever we have to speak up, raise our voice, or even just get our emotions out, it is activating. I gotta get something to drink. Okay. We'll often feel when this space is clogged up energetically or when it needs to open because we feel a lump in our throat or even our heart. I was just talking about that a minute ago. This card transports us to the temple of truth, the inner energetic gateway that supports our truest form of expression. The image shows that this is a bright, airy, open space with flowing water that represents the emotion that runs through us. Emotions are powerful messengers, and if we don't attend to what needs to come out or through us, they build up, and before we know it, we were overwhelmed by them. When you are brought to this space, you are being reminded of the importance of your identity and your self-expression in this lifetime. Acknowledging who you are, who you have been, and who you are becoming is so important for the unfolding of your past. Oh my goodness, I got a tickle in my throat. There's an old story that the truth hurts. This gateway reminds you that, in fact, the truth heals. Your truth is your truth, and it's important for you to honor it with every facet of your being. This isn't the first incarnation in which you have felt the importance of honesty and authenticity, but it may be the first in which you have had full freedom of expression. This gateway coming to you today is a message that there is something buried deep inside you that you haven't expressed, and this is causing energetic blockages on your ever unfolding path. It is a time to love yourself enough to honor that feelings that are rising up in you, for they are divine guidance that will bring you into greater alignment. These are great messages, guys. And what did it say? Bring you into divine enlightenment. The divine master, we got the divine director. Trust the process. Create space for the divine order to unfold. The divine director is an advanced cosmic light being from the heart of Source who is dedicated to helping Earth and all her inhabitants align with divine purpose. He is one of the more exclusive divine masters, part extraterrestrial, part angel. He can take many forms, but in most cases looks like a character from Star Trek. He works closely with the angelic to ensure they are fulfilling their duties and helping the humans they are charged with to protect. You are being guided to stop trying to micromanage the universe. Sometimes events are beyond human comprehension, and thus trying to figure out the finer details of your life may be holding you back rather than taking you forward. Whether the divine directors come to you, you are being invited to trust that there is a purpose behind what is unfolding. The choices and circumstances and challenges you are facing will lead you to know and trust yourself at a deeper level. If you find yourself not knowing where to go from here, there's a good chance that there's an aspect of your life that you have refrained from dealing with, healing, or sharing. In order for the next step to be revealed to you, you are encouraged to address the aspects of your life that you have overlooked. For when you do so, you allow the energetic wheels of the universe to take you forward. That was a great reading for Freedom Friday. I mean, the cards just want to be seen. When they want to be seen, they fly out. They have midnight magic. Well, guys, our beautiful soul tribe that's coming together. Um, I also have another message because I did some channeling messages last night, wrote them down as I was doing this reading. After I was doing this reading, during I was doing this reading. I don't know if you noticed it, but we got 5 once. We got the King of Swords, which was a 10, goes down to a 1. We got the King of Cups, which is a 10, goes down to a 1. We got the Ace of Swords, which was a 1. And yeah, so we got 5 ones. And then there was another 1 that we got. Everything is on schedule and divinely guided in your world at this time. Intuition, dreams, and the presence of the spirit of spiritual guidance. That is what I channeled last night after this reading and during this reading. And I really believe it. All these messages are trying to get us ready for what's to come. And we are in a revival, we're in the Great Awakening, we're in whatever anybody calls it. Thoth and the Emerald Tablet and the Halls of Amenti and all of it are trying to tell us, they're trying to give us really good messages, and we need to listen to them, absorb them, take the ones you need within, and release the flow of the ones you don't need. We're all one, but yet we're all divinely unique. So I love everybody, and may every step in your journey be magical. And I want you to have a very Freedom Friday magical day, magical weekend. And I'm hoping I should be here tomorrow again to kind of steer us in the right direction. I love you all. And you know what? Just be you.